Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, and that you can quote me in FLC. We welcome the newbies gladly. We know there's so much to learn. We've got your back for a lifetime. There's no need for concern. Just look at the world around you. There's deals to close everywhere. And if you face an objection, what would Jabari say? In FLC, in FLC, objections are easy. If you don't believe me, I have to agree. We can role play at any time. To disagree, that is a crime. We're practicing to get the cha-chings in FLC. In FLC. Since we started training, our leads ain't complaining. They're so happy. We get to role play with Big Brother Dave. We got Coach Sean, the best coach ever born in FLC. All of our closers, they keep their composure. 10X is the goal, Uncle G, well he knows. We've got the spirit, and you've got to hear it. We're FLC.
Hello everybody, hello. I love that song so much. I am so excited to be back for another Hangout with Josie and Misty. Today we're talking, I don't know which side you're on.
It's always like, it's because it's backwards.
I know, it's mirrored, I'm all over the place. But we're back again with How to Stay Motivated Part 2, because we've got a lot of ways to share with you. So this will be a series. So comment where you're tuning in from. Stay till the end because we've got some gold to drop for you. And if you have nothing to add, should we get straight started?
Have your pen and paper ready. Take notes because you want to remember this.
Right?
Right?
All right. Let's get straight into it.
Awesome.
So how it's going to work for everyone watching is we're going to go through the list that we have learned, and any topics we haven't talked about before, we'll talk about. And if anyone has any questions, let us know.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to start from where we left off last week because we've already talked about the other stuff. I don't want to go over it too much because I don't want to, we've got a limited amount of time. So if you want to catch those, catch it on the first part, the one we had last week. They're so powerful and you want to know these. So I'm just going to pick up from,
Yeah, I'll link the ones from last week into the comments while you're.
Thank you. That would be awesome.
No worries.
But I'm just going to jump right into this and start where we left off. I do have to mention, because it keeps getting stuck in my head, the part of the song where it says, what would Shabaria say? I've been doing that a lot lately in my head. Every time I go to talk to somebody, it's like I have Shabaria or Seb in my head, and one of them how would they say this or what would they say? So it's like I can hear their voice in my head, and if it's not something that they would say, then I really try to rethink or reword what I was going to say, so it is what they would.
It's actually really helpful to do that. I've been doing that as well. Yeah,
it's just lately. It's just been like I've got Shabaria and Seb in my head, and at least they're not using it out for anything, but it's they're getting good. But, okay, let's get into this.
That's good.
So where we left off last week was we went the last one we did was stay involved in, I'm like, I can't read my writing. Stay involved in your community. Be social. So the next
be
one
where the
says,
people are.
Huh?
Be where the people are. Yeah.
Yeah, be where the people are. You want to be out there. Like Grant Cardone, he's like, I used to go out to lunch with all of my coworkers and everything. And then I realized, or somebody said something to him, and he realized how much money he's leaving on the table by not going out to lunch on his own or with potential clients.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, sorry guys, it's not that I don't want to hang out with you, but I'm going to get my money. So I'm going to go have lunch at this place. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to talk to people and get to know people. And that's how you bring in more people, right? Because you want to be out there and be open and talking to them. So be social.
100%.
So this next one is be the most professionally dressed person in your space. Okay, so for me, because my space is my home,
yeah,
that's not difficult. But online, I do have a lot of, I try to look decent, but I've decided that I'm going to upgrade that. So
me too.
I'm going to work on, getting that upgrade.
Me too. Because we had a kind of a chat about this in one of our FLC meetings recently, didn't we? And like, it really does make a difference. You need to dress good to feel good.
Yes, the confidence level goes up.
Yeah, and show up how like you want people to see you. So it really, really makes a big difference. So.
Yeah, it does. You want to dress for success. Even if you're not successful yet, you want to dress like you are, so it helps bring that in because your confidence goes up and really puts out a better vibe for people to connect with you.
For sure.
Take enough time off to fulfill the desire for time off. So in other words, if you're going to take time off, only take enough time off that's going to help fulfill that desire. Like, hey, I need to rest.
Interesting.
And then don't overextend that. Just take out enough time and then get right back to it. Especially if you're really working hard at the beginning to reach your goals. You really want to stay in there as much as possible.
Yeah, stay in the momentum, but obviously take breaks for your mental as well. It's funny because sometimes over the weekend I'm doing all this stuff for FLC Monday to Friday, and then I know in the long run for my like mental and physical health, I need the weekends to like chill. But I don't want to. Like I want to keep going. That I find it like I'm like I don't want to rest, but it is very important.
Yeah, I've gotten to where I need the weekends too to kind of rejuvenate and refresh and get my own stuff here done. And at the same time, like I think Maria mentioned it in one of her posts. She's like, you're on vacation or you're working or you're taking time off and you're doing other stuff and you're like trying not to do business, but you're like, just let me check on this really quick. Let's see what this is going on here. So it's like, it's because when you love what you're doing, it's like, it just kind of, you're drawn to it. And you're like, this is so amazing. And I love everybody in the community. Let me connect with them every day. Let me keep that going. Right.
Yeah. This is slightly veering off topic a little bit, but something I keep telling people and saying to people recently, I feel so strongly about is you want to do something where you wake up wanting to wake up to do it. Like you want to wake up in the morning and start that job, start like doing your thing. So yeah, FLC wants that for everyone.
Yeah. See, I had gotten to that place in my job because I was a caregiver for, was it 6 years, something like that. And I was taking care of other people, but I had gotten to where this past year, 6 months to a year, where I just like, I didn't want to get up. And then I got to where it's not that I just didn't want to, I couldn't get up to go to work. I was so drained and so not fulfilled in what I was doing. And yet knowing that the other people depended on me, I had to go. So it's like, I needed to find something else that would make me feel fulfilled and I could love what I'm doing and get up and, okay, I get to do this today, not how I have to. I get to, there's a difference.
Yeah.
This one I'm thinking about too. I'm going to start because I want to take cooking lessons.
Ooh,
so
nice.
I'm thinking, okay, the cooking lessons I want to take, I'm going to have to go to one of the bigger cities because I want to do Asian cooking. They do have an American cooking class here in my town, which is fine, but that's just not where my interests lie. So I may have to go out of town, which is okay.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah, but this one is get out of the house and try new things. So that's where the cooking classes I'm thinking is coming in.
Yeah.
And then maybe like some painting classes or, get out and do stuff. Get around
Okay.
people.
You've inspired me. I'm going to find something too.
Right?
Yeah.
I even thought maybe dancing classes, but then I thought, do I really want to dance that bad?
Yeah.
I'm not dancing. Well, I'll find something because I like being creative. So maybe I'll find something else to do.
Yeah. Love that one.
Yeah. How about this one? Avoid ads that promote depression as a disease.
Yeah, that's a big one. And I feel like one that's very overlooked kind of in society as like a whole, talking about it in such a negative way. Like obviously we should talk about it, but it's in such a negative light that it's just so bad for anyone's. You're absorbing all this negative, like,
Depression is not something that is so contagious like, say, the plague. Okay? Depression is a feeling. It is something that one has. You can work through that to come out of that. And then you can learn how to stay out of that. So it's not something that once you're depressed, and I heard once that once you have a mental disorder like depression, it's not a lifelong disease or illness. It is something you can work out of and you can move forward with. So, it is something you can deal with. Avoid drama, TV, and radio. I think those two go together.
I was actually, I'm glad you said that because I was going to say that next. Just stay away from anything you can, like negative. It's not going to serve you.
The news.
Yeah, the news. It's not going to add to your life.
No. I don't know if you guys have it there, but here there's a show called Cheaters. I don't know if it's still on TV or not because I saw it when it first came on and I'm like, okay, I can't deal with that. So I learned to know where my boundaries are. And I'm always adding or shrinking my boundaries, I should say, kind of, because I want, or maybe it's extending, I don't know. Anything that I feel is going to be a negative impact on my mental ability to move forward in my life and feel that high vibe and that goodness, it's going to take away that power that I have and my self-esteem. I stay away from. I don't want to do it. I don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I love that. It's just, if it doesn't add to your happiness, your bank account, in general, not for you.
Yeah. I just like news. I have people asking me, do you watch the news? No, I do not.
I don't know what's going on and I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. A lot of it's lies and all. It's just too negative anyway. If you want to tell me something positive, I'm willing to listen. But otherwise, I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
This is something we do in the FLC and is really important. Have rewards for accomplishments that complement your potential. So we celebrate all wins, big or little.
Yeah, I absolutely love it, and we have to give a shout out to Seb and Shabaria because they are so on that, and they just make you feel so special, and it really works. Like when they recognize one of my wins and they celebrate with me, they message me. It makes me want to do more. I'm like, yay! Like yay! I feel like a little kid.
And then when you hear them saying something like that to somebody else, you're like, I want to do more. I want it too. You know, you're like, approve of me too, right?
Yeah, right. But it's so important for the mental. So, and even if you're not a team, even if you're just solo, write down your wins at the end of the day. It might feel a bit cheesy and cliche, but it really helps and it really spurs you on. So
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember this video that this was talking about, have rewards for accomplishments that complement your potential. Grant Cardone was also talking about, even if it's just a coffee as a reward for yourself, do something to reward yourself for saying, hey, job well done, you did great. Because again, that boosts your confidence level, and you're like, oh, I want to do more of this. And this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if I set your goals, okay, if I hit this target, I'm going to allow myself to have this reward. And that's so important. You need to be able to reward yourself. You deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it. Yeah. And it can be difficult because I'm trying to get better at this, that even if I do something good, like good work, it's never enough, a kind of attitude. And that's what's really helped me, like doing it every day, doing it on the meetings, like saying the wins, has helped me to be like, actually, like, yeah, that's good. Like, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So
for me, it's learning how to acknowledge and accept my little wins, even if it seems like it's, what's the word? Insignificant to me. It really does matter. It really is something significant. So when this kind of brings in the next one, which is cut out all behavior that lowers your self-esteem. So self-talk, talking down to yourself negatively, or saying, I'll try, or but, or it's just, which is things I have, I'm working on.
We all have,
yeah. But
I love, we talked about this kind of to our coach David, our coach in the Grant Cardone team, and he said to you, right? He said, that voice in your head isn't you. Like, it's not coming from you. It's an outside voice that you can acknowledge. Like, okay, I hear you. You're done. You're out.
Yeah, it's like Grant Cardone says, where'd you learn that? That's not you. Where did you learn that from?
I love that.
That was big. That was like, oh, I do know where I learned that from, and why am I still holding on to it?
Yeah.
Why am I allowing somebody else to pass down their negativity to me? Why am I buying into it and holding on to it? It's not mine. Let it go.
Yeah, I love that.
Every day, look for opportunities to help others.
This is like, Shabara just went live, didn't she? Talking about this is, you to be successful in this area, you need to have something that will help other people.
Well, don't underestimate anything you have to say. Because a lot of times, not saying every time, but a lot of times when you're saying something, if you're just going on and you just post a short little video, 9 times out of 10, there's somebody out there that needed to hear what you had to say. There was a reason why you were saying it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's positive. If it's negative, we don't want none of that. Nobody's got time for that. If it's positive, then somebody had to hear it. Yeah. And that's why you're saying it. So even if it's insignificant to you, it means something to somebody else.
Yeah, 100%. And it's so you know exactly what you just said. You might think of something to say and be like, oh, no one cares about that. Someone does. And it could, you never know. So even yourself.
It could, sorry to interrupt you.
That's right.
I was going to Bible study and with people, and they were saying that they went to a house once to study the Bible with somebody, and they knocked on the door, and the person opened the door, and they were in tears. And they looked behind the person. Person was like, in a moment later, if they would have showed up a moment later, that person would have hung themselves. They're like, you showed up at the right time. So you never know what action or what you have to say could save somebody else's life. may not mean something to you. They may not say that it means something to them. But what they're doing internally is, and what you say to them, if that impacts them, that's big.
Yeah.
So if you have something to say and it's positive, or it's a learning, like, aha, I just realized this, tell people, let people know, because there's something they can learn from it.
Yeah. It's so true, so important. And even for yourself, if you're talking negatively to yourself, thoughts wise, like in the mirror, like, and out loud to people about yourself, stop it. Stop it. Like, you need, you're with you for your whole life. So be kind.
Absolutely true. Exercise a little every day.
Endorphins.
Yes. And it doesn't mean, oh, run to the gym every day. I will, while I'm doing dishes or cooking, I will stretch my legs.
Nice.
Or I'll bounce on my toes. Because a lot of times I get cramps in my calves, or in my, I want to say hamstrings, but I don't even remember what part that is. I know it's somewhere down there.
Somewhere on the leg.
It's somewhere on there, but I get cramps in my legs a lot. So if I bounce on my toes, that helps stretches those out, those tendons and stuff out, and that helps. And then I'll, or I'll be doing something and all of a sudden I'll start twisting, or I'll find some way to stretch or move, just something.
Move. It does help, like anything to check back in with your body.
Yeah.
One of the other members on our FLC team, he'll just go and do some press ups. Or before our meetings, we'll start with just a minute of exercise. So yeah, it
doesn't have to be an hour long. Doesn't have to be half an hour. No. Just take a couple seconds, do something. Everything helps.
Everyone watching, stretch. Let's go.
Do it all day throughout the day, not just take focus on that one thing at once. Do it a little bit out throughout the day. It doesn't, even if you're in line someplace at the store, I will bounce on, like I said, I'll bounce on my tippy toes, kind of help stretch those out. Or I'll just be like, I'll find little ways to kind of stretch. Nobody cares.
No.
If anything else, you're inspiring other people. Hey, look at what this person's doing. Let me do something too. I bet you that feels really good. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And if they do care, if they are negative about it, not the type of people you want to be around anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Eat the healthiest foods you can afford. Now, listen to that. Eat the healthiest foods you can afford. So you don't have to be a multimillionaire to go out and eat organic. Grow your food in your garden, or, the healthiest thing you can afford, eat. It doesn't have to mean, oh, I'm not wealthy enough to eat healthy. You can eat healthy. Find the things that are in your price point that are healthier than the options you had before.
Yeah, I love that he added that. And he being Grant Cardone, for anyone watching, because, and people might be watching this thinking like, why am I getting nutrition advice right now? Why am I getting diet advice? But it's the foundation, right? What your body, your health, physically and mentally, are the ultimate, like, very important foundation for the rest of anything you're going to do in life. So that's why.
Without your health and without your body and your mental state, there is no you. There's no you. I want to say it's like an empty shell walking around. But if you don't have that physical health, then there's not going to be a shell to walk around.
Well, I love...
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, you can't, you have to have those in order to survive. So those are the foundation. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard this analogy. I'm sure people have heard it before, that you can't pour out of an empty cup. So you need to make sure your cup is overflowing first, so that when you pour into other people's cups and help other people, you're not depriving yourself anything. You need to be so full yourself. Your foundation is so set that even helping people, you're still good.
Yep, absolutely. Avoid foods with sugars.
This one's tough.
This one is tough. I'm like, no, My sugar. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of sugar in my hair. I can't hear you.
Sorry, what's that? Connection cut out.
Yeah.
But it gets easier though. It gets starting anything new is gonna feel hard. Anything new. Who says it? It's not hard. It's just new.
Yeah.
So yeah, we joke. But like,
yeah, this one I kind of had to adapt anyway because of my gastric bypass surgery. I can't have a lot of sugars. So and I'm sorry, I'm not giving up my chocolate. I don't care what you say. I'm not giving up my chocolate.
no.
But the thing is I've learned to take my craving for those sugary junk foods and satisfy those with other healthier options that taste just as good. Because it's not actually the junk food I want. It's just to satisfy that need for that sugar. So if I can get it in a natural, healthier way, then my craving is still satisfied.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything and I'm being healthier.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember if this was a Grant Cardone training we did, or I just saw it on one of his lives, that he said he used to, when he was younger, eat all right during the day, and then for lunch he'd have like this massive like takeaway from like the Mexican store next door or something. And he, by 3 p.m. he would crash, like he's done for the day. He had no energy left. So, and someone finally came to him and was like, well, what are you having for lunch? And then he said, like this. And I thought, well, that's why. And now he'll keep all this like fresh fruit and like all this stuff in his fridge, easy access. So very important.
Yeah. When I always tell people I don't want to diet, because a diet is something you force yourself to do.
No.
I wanted a lifestyle change. I wanted something that I was going to do naturally. And that's what it was for me. I still have the sugary sweets and junk food, but now I do it in moderation and I don't do it all the time. So it's a rare thing that I do that. Most of the time I go for the healthier options just because I know that I can curb my cravings. And now that I don't have the junk food all the time, the healthier option is what I'm craving. Yeah. So it just becomes a lot easier. And then it's just a natural life thing. And instead of, I'm forcing myself and I can't have this anymore. 9 times out of 10, if you do take this and you have the junk food that you want, if you take 1 or 2 bites and really savor those bites, you don't want the rest of it. You're like, Mom, my craving's done. Do I really have to finish this? No, I really don't need it. Do I want it? I kind of want it. Maybe I'll save it for later in case I need that craving. I need to satisfy that craving again, but I really don't need it. And then I'll move on.
I love that. Yeah.
This one we have to keep on Shibaria with, and I think you too. Increase your water intake.
I was just thinking about that earlier, actually. Yeah, Chibaria and I have actually had this discussion in one of our PPF meetings, that we promised each other we'd both drink more water, and I think we both forgot about the promise. Yeah.
Anywhere I go, I have one of these with me. Anywhere I go. Because after the surgery, the gastric bypass surgery, the surgeon looked at me and said, you need to take a sip of water, a small sip of water every 5 minutes for the rest of your life. Everybody's like, oh my God, that's a lot. It's 50, I think it's like something like 50 ounces a day a woman needs to drink of water a day to be healthy.
How many milliliters is that?
I don't know either, but it's like 50 ounces. And the thing is that, so everywhere I go, it's full of ice, and then I put my water in it because I love ice water. But I have this with me everywhere I go. And now if I go anywhere, it's kind of like carrying your purse or your bag. It's now become part of me for your cell phone. If I don't have this, I feel weird. I walk around room to room in my house with this with me.
Yeah.
It's like part of me now, and I keep it full of water. And I take a sip. You guys see me do it all the time. I sit here and take a sip of water, and it's
Yeah.
just I don't do it every 5 minutes like I should.
Yeah.
I think that's a little excessive. I think that's
Yeah.
probably maybe in a perfect world somebody can do that.
When
Not
you're
me.
sleeping, set the alarm every 5 minutes.
Yeah, not me, but I do. I do take that water intake, and it gives us so much more energy, and helps brain function, and it just
Yeah.
everything lubricated and keeps things going the way it's supposed to. So
Yeah.
increase your water intake.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm inspired. This week, I'm gonna do it, and I'll be 100% honest. Like, I know I need to, and I know I feel so much better when I do. I forget, so I need
It's
to
a
do what
new
you do.
habit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I do, because it took me forever to remember it. I would go to my client's house, and she's like, I want you to put your cup up over there on the counter towards the back. And I'm like, if I put it over there, I'm going to forget it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to forget that it's there. I can't leave it there. I have to have it someplace in my way. I
Yeah.
can't leave it over there. So what I started doing, because she wouldn't let me have it where I needed it, I put my cell phone on it. So if I'm
Nice.
going to go grab for my cell phone, like we all do, I
Yeah.
grab my cup too. So they're
Yeah.
together usually all the time.
Nice. Yeah. And Maxwell says, how often do I need to take water each day? As throughout the day.
Yes, throughout the day.
Aim for 50 ounces, like 2 liters. And I've heard like one of the worst things to do is to drink like a ton at once, because your body can only absorb so much at once. So make sure you're drinking enough each day, but spread it out across the day.
My client, I just went to help her the other day before yesterday. I don't remember what day that was. Friday, I think. And she has to limit her drinking water to 64 ounces a day, which is a little more than 50.
I don't know what that is.
But yeah, we do ounces here instead of the liters and
64.
whatever you guys do. We're weird. But so for her, she broke it down into 4 16-ounce cups a day. So if you can do and break it, and then she doesn't drink it all at once, because if you drink it all at once, you can make yourself waterlogged and potentially drown yourself. So you just kind of a little bit here and there throughout the day. Just take little sips.
Yeah.
Find yourself a liter bottle or something, fill it, and every so often just take a little drink, and maybe have one of those a day, and then work up to 1.5, and then work up to 2. So you're not drinking too much, but you're getting your body used to, hey, I'm taking in this water.
Yeah. So, aim for about 2. If you're really active, 3.
Yeah, really active or really hot weather, you should probably be doing closer to 3, 2.5.
Yeah.
Be energized even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah. This is something that I actually find pretty easy. I do a lot. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking. Go ahead. I'm thinking.
See, it's like you can trick your mind. You are so powerful in tricking your mind to believe whatever you want. If you believe that like you're sad, you're going to feel sad. If you believe you're happy, you feel happy. If you believe you're energized, I'll be in my room, like basically about to fall asleep. And if I go downstairs and there's loads of people, I'll believe that I'm like energized. So you're so powerful. So
yeah, and I like that you brought up that if you're sad, if you choose to be sad, you're going to be sad. A lot of people don't realize that how you feel is a choice. It may not be an easy choice to change, but it is a choice. So if when I'm not feeling energetic, I've said this many times, I will go into the Smile group or the FLC group on Facebook, and I'll look to see what other people are doing, because there's so much of that higher energy and high vibe that I can get that and, up my my vibration and my energy level. Or what we do in FLC too is also we listen to high energy music. See, Cardone says when he's doing his business online, if he'll sit down in his office and do business, he's got his jam on. He's got his music on. He's listening to that while he's doing his business. So he stays motivated and high vibed and positivity. And so find ways that work for you that will really up your motivation and your vibes to keep you motivated and keep you going.
Yeah. I love that one.
Yeah. Take power naps if they help you.
Naps are very hit and miss for me. I either feel really good or really sluggish after.
Yeah. Sometimes I have to make sure I'm not doing anything else, because sometimes I will take a nap and it won't be a power nap. It'll be a 2-hour-long nap. Like Friday, I was supposed to come home and contact Pierre so we could go over some stuff. And I was out.
Yeah.
No worries. I was out. So I got home at 3:30. I didn't wake up till after 7. So I'm like, oh. So I was out.
And just set alarm.
Yeah. We're almost done with this. It's like, we'll just do like one more and then we'll.
Sounds good.
Write down the success you are having.
Again, mind. It's all about the mind strength, isn't it?
It is. And that goes back to writing out your goals and your dreams and then rewarding yourself for the accomplishments that you've had that day. Write it down. Make sure that you're acknowledging it.
Be your biggest supporter.
Yeah.
Because you sometimes forget how far you've come, and you'll look back one day and be like, whoa. So it's really nice to have that constant reminder and applaud yourself. Like, it's okay to be proud of yourself. And yeah, it really does help with motivation.
It really does. Yeah. And with motivation, with your self-esteem, when you feel good, you want to do more. When you do more, you feel even better. It's just like a snowball. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Full circle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope everyone found some. What am I trying to say?
Found some inspirement or some motivation or something like that. Is inspirement even a word?
Inspirement. Found some inspiration.
There you go. Inspirement. See, we're going to create our own new vocabulary.
Can you tell this isn't scripted? But yeah, I hope everyone found some value from this live and got some good notes. If you want to go rewatch it, if you missed a bit, I highly recommend. Part 1 is linked in the comments as well. Comment roadmap in the comments to get your free ebook from Chibara herself, worth millions. We'll send that to you, and be there next week.
Be there or be square.
Be there. Otherwise, we will come find you.
Right? And we will close you.
Yeah.
So, are you guys ready for this? Ready to get our dance on?
You guys better be dancing with us.
There you go. Yes. Here we go. Ready? Ready? Here we go.
Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe We're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, and that you can quote me in FLC. We welcome the newbies gladly. We know there's so much to learn. We've got your back for a lifetime. There's no need for concern. Just look at the world around you. There's deals to close everywhere. And if you face an objection, what would Jabari say? In FLC, in FLC, objections are easy. If you don't believe me, I have to agree. We can role play at any time. To disagree, that is a crime. We're practicing to get the cha-chings in FLC, in FLC. Since we started training, our leads ain't complaining. They're so happy. We get to role play with Big Brother Dave. We've got Coach Sean, the best coach ever born in FLC. All of our closers, they keep their composure. 10x is the goal, Uncle G, well he knows. We've got the spirit, and you've got to hear it. We're FLC.